YouTube, back at it again with another video. So today's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be rating each team by how I think, based off my opinion, just what I think about them. This is not based off performance or really anything. This is just where I think they stand in, my favoritism and all that based on, S to F tiers. So we're going to start it out. It's obviously, this is the 2026 team list. It doesn't look to have any of the part-time teams. So just going to go full-time teams. And then we're going to go react to the last couple laps of the Nashville race and then go over what I thought about it and, you know, all that other good stuff. We're also going to take a look at the point standings, see how far we're coming along. Tyler Reddick's obviously probably still definitely in first place, but just see how much closer Danny Hamlin got now and just go from there and see what's happening. So to start it off, uh, obviously I'm a Hendricks Motorsports guy. I've always been a Hendricks car guy. So, obviously, one of the best teams in NASCAR. So have to put them S tier. Joe Gibbs Racing. We're going to come back to that. But Team Penske, Team Penske's they've been struggling recently. They have obviously a good driver in Ryan Blaney, but drivers like Joey Logano and Austin Cindric they've definitely been struggling this year. But they rock in the Ford, so I'm gonna historically they are a good team. Can't count them out in IndyCar, but across motorsports in general, they're a historic team. So really cannot deny them being an S tier team. But there's a flaw. There's a huge flaw in the whole Penske S tier argument, and that is Joey Logano. Joey Logano is probably one of my least favorite drivers. So I think, sadly, that might have to bump them down to an A tier. But with all their success in motorsports in general, I'm going to have to keep them at the S tier. 2311, they're a newer team. They're very successful this year. They're starting to get on their P's and Q's, but they drive a Toyota. And if you've been following me and or know me in person, you know I do not like Toyota. So I'm going to have to put them at a B tier. Joe Gibbs Racing, same debate, Toyota. But, not really. They're the more successful Toyota team historically. Kyle Busch in his earlier time, but yeah, just I would have to say they're better, obviously, than 2311. So I'm gonna have to put them at A tier. Trackhouse. Now Trackhouse is coming a long way. Um, they definitely got a lot of work to do to get to a top level. They have SVG, Connor Zilic. They have the drivers to do it, the capacity to do it. Ross Chastain, for example. But they gotta get they get their car right. So I hate to say this. I don't know if there's really gonna be any F tiers, but I'm gonna have to hate to say this. I'm gonna have to put them at a D tier, even though I am a Trackhouse fan in SVG. They are not a team that you will probably see competing for a championship. SVG could, the driver himself, but like you won't ever see them being like Hendricks or Penske or JGR where their cars are consistently top five all of their cars, and it's just something you won't see. RFK Racing, they've been struggling a lot recently. Um, Ever since Brad Keselowski's got along, he's probably helped them out a little bit, but just in the recent years they've not really done anything special. But they're a historical team. It was definitely with Roush and yeah. So I mean, that's a tough one. Honestly, I'm gonna have to put them probably as a C tier. Cooley Racing. What can you say about them? I mean, sometimes you could forget they're there. Actually, probably there is an F tier. But yeah, I'm definitely probably sadly gonna have to put them as a D tier because I mean, you just Ty Dillon, is that your guy? I mean, you just really don't hear much from Cooley Racing. Wood Brothers, dude. There's so much sympathy. There's so much sympathy for Wood Brothers Racing that it's just wild. They've never won anything. They're not a historical team for like. Don't get me wrong, but they've just never done anything. They can win races. They just haven't won a championship. They've been around in NASCAR since pretty much the beginning and always with Ford. So it's really sad that we're gonna have to put them below a B. But just because of how long they've been in NASCAR, they deserve to be really up there. I'm a Wood Brothers fan in general, and I know this is, going off my opinion, but I'd get clowned in the comments if I put them above a B tier. Probably still getting clowned for this ratings in general, but I'm a Wood Brothers fan, but it's it's hard to put them somewhere where they're like at a competitive level, but I'm gonna have to put them as a C. I could put them as a D tier, but I'm gonna have to put them as a C tier. I want to put them, here, but they're just, Josh Berry's just so unlucky. It's sad. Um, Richard Childress Racing, a lot to say about them now. They're going through a lot now with the loss of Kyle Busch. They've not been successful in the past recent years, but historically speaking, Dale Earnhardt and you know numerous championships, they are a successful team, but in the recent years they've really fallen off. So I'm gonna have to put them. It's probably a B tier. Now, Front Row Motorsports are probably my favorite lower end team. I really like Front Row. I like I like what they're doing. Their social media is awesome. Um, yeah, Noah Grosjean's one of my favorite drivers. Zane Smith's growing on me a little bit, but they're not they're not a good team. I hate to say it. I mean, I would love to see them get a win, but they're still fighting to get a win. So it's something you can't put them anywhere above C. But they do got a lot of room to grow. They're growing in popularity online, and kind of wish they would have had some of that lawsuit power that 2311 got, but not how it played out. But I'm gonna have to put Cooley Racing sadly a D tier, even though if I was going off favorites, I'd probably put them as an A because they're probably my favorite lower end team. But yeah, sad to say D tier. Haas, I love Haas. I love Haas. I hate they switched to Shetty. I wish they would have kept Ford, but it's understandable. Ford's putting a lot of money in F1. Haas wants to be competitive, and the switch didn't really help them. Haas is still struggling to compete this year. Cole Custer's not really done anything spectacular, but the Haas factory team, you know, has really fallen off since Stewart Haas Racing is split, and it's just sad to say. I mean, they've had some championships with Tony Stewart, but what else have they done since? So yeah, I'm really debating at putting them even above the D, but shoot, I'm you know just for their previous successes, it's really gonna have to be a C. All right, Legacy Motor Club, Jimmy Johnson's team, formerly Richard Petty Motorsports. They're coming along. They've not done anything to say they're fully there yet, but they're making a name for themselves. They've rocking with Toyota. I saw where Jimmy Johnson, it's a household name. He's done so much for NASCAR in general. He's doing a lot for Legacy Motor Club, and I'd love to see where you can take this club. But this club, this motor club is not there at that level yet. So they've not, they're a newer team and they got a lot of work to do. So I'm sadly going to have to put them at like probably a D tier down here. Spire Motorsports, they're a new team. They're getting their stuff together. They have the popularity. The popularity is there. Carson Hocevar is doing wonders for Spire. Daniel Suarez doing wonders for Spire. They have 2 wins this year. First multi-year win for Spire Motorsports. So they're definitely coming along the way. They got the driver they need. They have the popularity. They just need to get that continuous success. And once they get that momentum going and they have, consistency, you really could put Spire anywhere above, anywhere being above. But we can't do that yet. They don't have that consistency. They don't have that history that a team like Richard Childress, who deserves to probably be below a B, has, but they don't have the championships. They don't have anything. And until they can, get there, until you consistently see Aspire car top 10, there's just nothing to, brag about. But the only reason I'm going to put them above a D is simply because of the popularity and the expectation for growth that I have for them and the drivers that they have. Rick Rare Racing, it's another one of those teams that you really don't hear much of. They don't have too much success relatively recently. Um, so I have to put them into D tier. And Hayek Motorsports, another one of those teams that you very rarely hear of, if anything of. The only reason that I'm, Rick Rare got a little bit up there is because they have a little bit of history in the sport. But this is just a team that you've never heard of. So I have to put Hayek at F. So this is my list. I hope y'all enjoy it. I definitely a lot of bias thrown in here, but as little bias as I could because I wanted to do it based off opinion and just got into it, dude. I was like, I got to make this realistic. But yeah, there could have been more A tiers. Richard Childress, if they'd been more successful in their recent years, definitely would have been an A tier team. 2311, they don't have the history yet to have A class, racing. They don't have the championships. But I think this is a pretty solid little list. I kind of wish it would have had like Live Fast Motorsports and other part-time teams. Live Fast Motorsports, I'd probably put up there a little bit because I mess with them. But yeah, this is a pretty solid list. I hope y'all enjoy this. But we're going to dive on into the NASCAR Cup race in Nashville. So yeah, y'all can clown me in the comments. But yeah, let's dive on in here.
Get through the corner good enough, and that's going to continue to plummet in terms of grid.
Yeah, this race was just filled with caution, dude. Like
too fast. 13 to go.
I was trying to stay up and watch the full race live, but I had work, and the race didn't end until like 12:30. I have to get up pretty early, but yeah, it is crazy.
Outside of Zane Smith, drives by and takes over the race lead. He rallies after the pit
so many cautions, so many drivers out too. But I love Nashville. I love this track.
Oh, a car in the wall right there behind them. The 17 of Briscoe. That's going to bring out the yellow. There you see the 17. Watch the hood.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Just at the end of the back straightaway, the lift, and apply a little brake pressure, and the rotor just explodes.
Christopher Bell in control. Chase Briscoe to his right. Denny Hamlin right behind him. Here we go again at Nashville.
Denny's doing an excellent job right here, pushing the 20 clear.
Bell gets the lead. Side by side for second, Hamlin shoots through. Denny Hamlin looking for the race lead, 3 wide back behind him.
Yeah, Larson out of gas or something, dude.
From row 2, maybe to the top spot, Hamlin inside of Bell, 20 strong in the outside lane.
47 of Stenhouse now, the first car on new tires back there in 6th. I'm not sure if he'll have time as the leaders are side by side.
3 laps to go. SVG, Chase Elliott side by side. What a run.
Yeah, real big shout out to SVG. Of course, there's an ad, but real big shout out to SVG. That one of his best his oval finish ever, 5th place. He's definitely improving on ovals. I think if he can continue to improve on ovals, he will be somebody, that you'll have to watch out for as a championship competitor. So yeah, watch out for SVG in the coming years.
Briscoe waiting in the wings. Where does he go? Low or high? They continue side by side for the race lead.
Denny had to get out of the throttle right there. Got a little bit tight, but he's still going to be there on the corner panel. Wants a side draft down the straightaway.
2 laps to go at Nashville.
Here's a side draft late on entry into 1.
Zane Smith, like I'm saying, bro, he's improving too.
Trying to time that just right. Bell still on the outside.
Neither one
there was a point where I thought he could,
side by
be a chase racer.
We'll see the white flag this time.
Yeah, that was pretty early.
Up the racetrack, more contact. Here comes the 19, hard on the inside.
1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Who's it gonna be? Hamlin, Bell, and Briscoe, they're all there. 3 wide to turn 1.
Crazy
this is incredible. Bell shoots to the lead.
That's going to take the line away from the 19, but Denny's going to clear into the lead.
Denny Hamlin chases inside after Bell had squirted out front. Hamlin in charge. One last run for Bell in the outside lane. Can he get there? He cannot. Thinks about a crossover. It won't happen. Denny
Big wreck
Hamlin,
at the finish, too.
big time victory
But,
in Nashville.
yeah,
How
I'm
about it?
surprised I got that
we
one
got a
right.
big
I mean, I'm not a
crash
Danny
down
Hamlin
into turn
fan,
1 and 2.
but,
Take a look
yeah,
at
he was
this here,
definitely my
how
pick
this
for
crash
winning this
developed.
race. Now, I
Little
kind
bit
of
of a
felt he was
push
going to get a
from the
win
12 into the
eventually.
back of
You know,
the
he's already had
digest,
one this
hooks
year,
the 9
obviously.
ever so
But
slightly.
it's just so
He
off. It was
contacts
just
the
so,
45, and that is a
apparent that
hard
he was going to
hit.
get another one
Head
coming
on
up
into the
soon. He's going to
outside
run it
wall
pretty
for
good,
Tyler
running
Reddick.
up front.
Right
Yeah,
there's
sucks for
contact.
Chase Elliott right there,
Those
dude.
skids chase ever so
Still got the
out of
finish,
shape.
but still.
Denny Hamlin pulls out the win
Good little race. Top
over
10
his
finish
teammates. That's
for
going to be a fun
SVG, 7th
competition
place.
call
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
this
got
week.
5th. I don't think that's the unofficial results. And then Zane Smith, top 10. He's
He's giving double
improvement
points and
across the
double
board
money.
Yeah.
for SVG. Really proud to see that. And love to see the battle from Danny Hamlin. So let's dive on in here to the. We'll take a look at the where they fully officially finished. Yeah, top 5 for SVG by near milliseconds for SVG over Hamlin, well, over Reddick. But yeah, Zane Smith, 9th place finish. And all that hating I've been doing on Todd Dillon, top 15 for him. Yeah, Kyle Larson ran out of gas or something. Sad to see him fall back like that. I was really looking forward to him to get a good finish here. He just didn't, just really didn't happen. Yeah, so Hamlin definitely getting that win. So let's jump over here into the standings. We'll take a look at we can look at O'Reilly's and Truck as well. Why not? Justin Allgaier, obviously. Happy for him. He's definitely got pretty much going to get this one locked up if he can keep the consistency, running into the chase. Awesome. And then over here into the trucks. Lane Riggs again. Yeah, that Roger Cruz Elaine Riggs race is last lap was pretty good. I mean, we could have watched something about it, but it was a really good race, and really respect to Raja for going up and congratulating Lane Riggs after that race. Raja is probably one of my favorite lower end drivers. I hope to see him succeed, and I hope to see him get in the Cup Series eventually. Probably not going to be next year, but he's got some work to do with Xfinity. But I mean O'Reilly Series. He'll get there, dude. I really have a lot of respect for him and see, the growth that he's been doing this season in the Xfinity Series. So we're gonna go over here to the standings. Take a look at the standings. First place, obviously Tyler Reddick, but Danny Hamlin inched away at that one a little bit. Chase Elliott moves back up into the 5th place over jumping Ty Gibbs. But 97-point lead for Reddick. I mean, still looking for a DNF there, honestly, dude. And Toyotas are running good this year. SVG up 2 more positions. So he's doing really good. So that chase, let's see. Austin Cindric jumps back into the chase. Train of Fords right there from 16 to 20. Michael McDowell jumps up. Zane Smith, he's looking pretty good, dude. So maybe he can keep going what he's doing. If he can make the chase, that'd be awesome. I mean, he was up there, earlier in the season. But I'm not saying he's going to be a champion or anything. Obviously not. But he was doing pretty good at the start of the season. He's not, but like 40, 30 something points off. So I mean, he could do it. Season's not even close to over, barely just getting halfway done. So anything's still possible. Earlier I saw a thing how NASCAR is taking Kyle Busch out of the standings just out of respect. And yeah, I think that's a good thing. It'd just be sad to see him fall down all the way to the bottom in points. But yeah, real good finish to that race. I really enjoyed the Nashville race. I didn't get to finish it live, but got to watch it. Got to watch a lot of it, a lot of cautions and all that. And next week we'll make predictions for the Michigan race and talk about some other motorsports that happened over the weekend too. So I appreciate y'all sticking around, and I hope to see y'all next time. And this is y'all's first time watching. Please like, subscribe, and just let me know what y'all think about my content. And in other news, we'll also be making a new video this week. Me and my buddy are going to run some road stock and battle out, the dirty drivers and lagging of road stock. And we'll upload that to YouTube, let y'all watch along, hear some crap talking and all that other good stuff. So that'll be posted probably this weekend. We still got one more video about, racing this week. So I appreciate y'all.